This is a 2017 Princess 52, and it's a boat I'm very keen to show you because I really like what they've done with the packaging on this boat. For a 52-foot flybridge, they've got a lot onto it and done it very, very nicely. So I'm going to show you the full tour. We're going to go inside, outside, up, down, engine room, the lot. Now the first thing to greet us is this high-low bathing platform. I mention these a lot, but what we don't normally see is the chocks that go on them. So these are the dinghy chocks. That's a shore power cable just there. I'll move that out of the way. You can take these right off by undoing these knurled knobs here, and they'll lift off, so they're not trip hazards. But when you want to put a dinghy on, that's what they sit on. And of course, if you'll get different shaped dinghy, you just put different shaped wooden chocks on. There are two ways onto this boat. There's an access up through here, and then there's another one over on this side. So we're going to take this one and head up on deck. Now there's a very nice cockpit area on the back of here, decent size overhang on it as well, so you've got plenty of shade. I think what we're going to do is take a tour of the deck areas first, and then we'll head inside and I'll show you the full interior walkthrough. So we'll go up this side, nice high rails on here, and then you've got another one on this side, so you feel very secure walking around to the front of the boat. And up here on the foredeck you've got sunbathing space, forward hatch for the fore cabin, and then your anchor winch and your anchor, of course, over the front. Let's go all the way around, and then we'll head up onto the flybridge, and then we'll head inside. That is a Princess V40 down there. Got a tour of one of those on the channel, so if you want to see what that boat looks like, I can show you that too. A nice little boat, actually. I say little boat, I wish my boat was that big. Okay, back down into the cockpit. We'll take a turn around here, and these are the steps that lead us up to the flybridge. These little silver fellows, those are lights. So at night, all these steps all the way up are illuminated. Very smart. And up here, lovely big seating area at the back of the boat around this table. Very nice indeed. You've got a radar arch here with your radar, searchlight up above it, nav lights, that kind of thing. This is a TV area, this little flying saucer, and that's for your GPS. That's the antenna. But a lovely big flybridge area, look at that. This, as you probably guessed, is the bar area for up here. So there is a griddle and a sink, and that's storage and bin underneath here. There is a fridge as well, and that is actually up next to the helm, rather conveniently, like so. And you might have noticed these cushions. The reason for this is you've got this wonderful seating area next to the helm for people to come and enjoy the ride. But actually there's a slide out section. Those two drop into it, and that makes a big sunbathing area right next to the helm. Very pleasant. And the helm itself, of course, well, that's on this side with a really great view out across the front of the boat. And this here in the zipped sausage, well, that's a bimini top, so that can lift up and give you shade right across this area. Excellent. Let's go and have a look inside. Some people ask me why they got this door here. It's a good question. So what this is, if I hit the release button, that means that first of all, if you step backwards from here, you're not going to fall down the steps. But secondly, it also acts as a way of enclosing the cockpit. Now you might think, what's the point of enclosing the cockpit? Because it's open-sided, but actually there is a canopy that goes all the way around here. So to make it like a big conservatory, effectively, you can see there's a track just here, so it slides in like a curtain and goes all the way around. And this table can fold, so you don't have to sit all the way around it. You can have it like that, and that leaves you some cup holders and a nice grab rail. Excellent. Let's go and look inside. Now this has got the Rovere woodwork, but it's in a high gloss finish, something I don't see very often. It looks very smart. Very nice indeed. And with this boat, the galley is aft, which means it's right next to the cockpit, which is great for serving out to the cockpit, up to the flybridge, that kind of thing. And as we go in, you've got a sink under here, of course. You'll notice that there's actually a chopping board on the other side of that, so you can reverse that if you're not holding a GoPro with one hand and use it as a chopping board. This is all storage underneath. There's a load of storage on this boat. Your fridge is here, and then cooking, of course, all electric, and a ceramic hob. As I say, more storage, another bin. Drawers on this side. These are all soft close as well. Very nice. But as if that wasn't enough, you can then go on the other side of the boat and you'll find another fridge, so you can perhaps keep your drinks in there, for example. Shelving, that's a Harman Kardon AV system. And this then is drawers for things like bottles. But the way they've used every inch on this boat, I think, is well demonstrated by these. You've got your saloon, we'll come to that in a moment. So you've got normally dead space underneath there. What they've done is put a place for glasses, and underneath it, that's laid out for plates and cups and smaller plates or bowls. So again, everything's right where you need it, and everything's got its place. There's even, in fact, I didn't show you, there's a massive drawer underneath the cooker for pots and pans, which is the sort of thing you normally can't find anywhere for on a boat. It's a very livable boat, actually. A couple of steps up, and that takes you to the saloon area. Really nice deep seating area around here, and it's on both sides, so it's very social across. This is great for dining. Of course, if you're just having a drink in the evening, it might be a bit big, so what you can do with it is lift it, and it'll drop in half, and swivel it, and suddenly you've got something more akin to a coffee table. In fact, it is on an electric leg that will lower, so you can drop that right down and just make it a little coffee table out of the way. Again, really versatile. And look at these massive windows, they come right down level with the settee. And it's the same over here. So terrific view out of the boat. And that is a TV that rises up out of here. You push a button and the whole thing comes up, so that from here you've got a great sort of little cinema area, really. Brilliant. Up out of that, this is the lower helm. So twin seats. This one's got bow and stern thruster. That's what these controls here are. So you can push that one or that one, and it basically pushes the front or the back or both the boat sideways. So if you come into a dock like we are here, you can reverse the boat in and then push it sideways in against the dock. That's a great feature. In fact, it's even got a hold option on, so you can leave those running while you go and put the ropes on, which is great if you're short-handed. Engine controls are over here, trim tabs, and then you've got engine instrumentation, and your navigation screen is just here. And look at the way they've done this all dark, non-reflective, low glare, so you don't get any reflection at all in the windscreen. The only reflection you can see is from that piece of paper, actually, which clearly you would remove. What else have we got? Let's head on down a bit further. This is nice. This is the switch panel for the boat. So all of your 24-volt ship systems that run from the batteries, they're all configured here, so you can switch your autopilot and nav instruments, lights, all that sort of stuff is controlled from there, and the main battery switches are here as well. And then across to this side, this is a 240-volt system, so everything runs off 240 volts, so microwave, refrigeration, battery charger. Refrigeration, in fact, will run off of both. So if you're in the marina, you can run it off 240. If you're out at sea, you run it off a 24-volt system, and your generator start-stop is here as well. So if you're out at sea, you don't need to be plugged in to get 240 volts. Now if we head on down a little further, you'll see the benefit of having that galley aft rather than on the lower deck, because what it means is that you get a really nice third cabin. Now for a 50-foot boat, or just over 50 feet, it's a 52, that's excellent. Really good. There's a headroom in here as well. It's a very comfortable cabin. Big hanging locker, of course. And then there's storage dotted around in places like this. Very nice. But even for me, I'm 6'2", stacks of headroom in here. That for a third cabin on a boat a little over 50 feet is brilliant. The second cabin, your VIP if you like, is in here. This is what I like to point out as well. Look at the hinges on these doors. They really are like little works of art, aren't they? If you're wondering what these fellows are on the floor, these are when the boat's not in use. They're just little low-powered electric heaters just to keep a little bit of warmth in here. Clearly when the boat's being used, you'd remove those. But it's just to keep everything nice and fresh. These on the other side are little stools, so you can put those on the other side of the table if you want to. Take them up into the saloon. VIP cabin, there's the hatch that we saw from up on the foredeck. Again, loads of storage in places like this. Little tiny dressing table area, and then this has got its own AV equipment, so your screen is there, and then there's a fusion controller for music or for video or whatever. And then big hanging locker. Nice cabin. And again, acres of headroom. Let's go on back a bit further. What we've also got from here, from this area, is access to the day heads. So this can be used by cabin 3 at night, or by anybody who wants to just nip down and use the loo during the day. And again, this is classic Princess with this beautiful, it's not actually marble, but it's a very marble-like finish. And you've got the dark splashback, you've got these beautiful faucets, you've got the Perrin and Roe bowl. It's just really classy stuff. It's very nice. And in fact, this is also ensuite to that forward cabin. So if you're in that VIP cabin, you can just come straight into here. And obviously the trick is then to make sure you lock both doors. And then there's a big shower stall over on that side. That's a decent heads. But as ever, the best is saved for the owner. If we loop right round and down, this is taking us back under that saloon area. How about that for a cabin? That is a great cabin in any boat. It's a brilliant cabin in a 52-foot boat. That is lovely. As you'd expect, AV equipment. There's a big wardrobe over on this side. Illuminated, as you can see. And then over on here, you've got drawers. This is a neat touch. Look at this. That turns that into a little dressing table. Love the detail in this boat. It's just so well thought out. Soft close again. Nice. Finish on places like this as well. So it's non-slip. You're not going to scratch it or damage it if you put a glass on it. Beautiful. Really lovely cabin. And there's a nice settee over on the other side. Great place to tuck yourself away. And these big windows. And having stayed on one of these boats, I can tell you that when you wake up in the morning, obviously not in the marina, but out on a mooring buoy in a lovely port out of Mallorca, the view out of these is just terrific. If you've not seen it, check out my Ultimate Charter videos, because we actually went on a boat like this, a little bit bigger, but it was a Princess, and it was an incredible experience, well worth seeing. Anyway, let's head on around. This is the ensuite for this cabin. This has got a pocket door, so that slides out of there, out of the way. And again, beautifully appointed. Again, plenty of storage. And as you'd expect, great big shower. Brilliant. And again, actually, look at the detail of this. Look at these catches here. I don't know where you can see that. See how those work? That's so that, when it's closed, grips on both sides, doesn't rattle. Details, it's all details, it's brilliant. And in here, washer dryer. So if you're on the boat for a week and you want to freshen some stuff up, not a problem. Brilliant. This is a really nice area as you come out of here. It just feels very spacious. And these steps, rather than being really steep, you've just got nice wide treads and then a flat section and then some more treads. Just works brilliantly. I think the design that's gone into this boat is superb. Let's finish off with the engines. There at the back, under the cockpit floor. So I'll slip my shoes back on. Okay, let's open this. Steps are down here. This is nice. This rail, which of course is perfect when you get up to the flybridge, is also a great thing to hold on to as you step down into the engine space. So what you find in here is a big storage area. Battery boxes are in here as well, and some of the battery systems, that kind of thing. All this silver stuff is sound deadening. And this is the engine space. Now the engines in this are a pair of D11 725s, so they're 725 horsepower each. You're probably looking at just a touch over 30 knots with these engines. They cruise very, very nicely at 20 to 25, really comfortable. It's actually a very decent sized engine room. Again, for a 52-foot boat, you wonder where they get all the space from. And again, beautifully set up. So you see you've got fuel filters there. One of those is a backup filter. If you had a blockage, that handle on the top allows you to just switch over, carry on running, and then you can change the other one at your convenience. And of course you've got those, one for each engine. This is an automatic fire extinguishing system. If you've had a problem in here, that would set off automatically. There's even things like a fresh water hose, so if you need to clean anything up, you can do it. Fuel tanks for these fellas, these silver fellas out here. These are the exhaust systems. And she is a conventional shaft drive, so you can see the shafts running back down underneath there. There's the shaft logs as they go out under the boat. And these are raw water filters here. Charge master battery managing system. And these are exhaust silencers. So your exhaust comes out of the engine round through these big silencers and then out of the boat, so it makes it very quiet when it's out and running. That is a decent engine room. And I have a feeling that we're not actually quite finished yet, because I think I noticed one other area on the boat. This is incidentally to drop a couple of fenders into. And then you've got a boat hook clipped in here. Do you see every little detail on this boat? It's fantastic. That's the generator. So that's a 240 volt diesel generator, so you've got 240 power when you're away from the marina. Very nicely done. Okay, let's go and see if there is a crew cabin. Let's drop that fella back down. And I think it's underneath here. Ah, now that's interesting. So, there is a crew cabin option for this boat, but it is an option. And in fact, it's a very small crew cabin. And in fact, most owners tend to be owner-operators at this size. So the owner of this one has decided, quite sensibly in my view, that rather than having it fitted out as a crew cabin, let's have it as a massive storage space. Look at this. You are never going to be short of places to put things on your boat. You could have this fitted out. There are companies that will fit this out to a Princess standard. So if you did decide, well, it's the perfect boat but needs a crew cabin, it could be done. But I actually think for most people, if you're owner operating, which most will be, this is in many ways a better solution. I love the way they've racked out this over here. It's even got its own central heating system in here. This is amazing. There's a window, so you get a bit of light into here. And again, if you had this as a crew cabin, that would be more useful. But I think this is a better use of the space. I think that's great. A lot to be said for that. Good. I think that's been a pretty thorough tour. Let's go and finish off. Okay, let's drop that back down. What a great area that is. And I think we'll finish off back in here. Here we go. This looks comfy. So there you go, Princess 52, 2017 boat, really nice, very taken with this. Many thanks to Princess Motor Yacht Sales for letting me have a look, and of course thank you to you for watching. Do let me know what you think of it, and give the thumbs up a click if you like the boat. And finally, don't forget to subscribe. I'd love to have you on board. Take care, bye bye.